First look at the Humminbird Solix 12 Gen 2. I just got them on the boat, haven't even been in the water yet. I'm learning, but I want to share with y'all kind of. So right here's the startup screen. You can tell I ran Helixes last year. If you're a guy and the settings confuse you, you want something that's going to tell you depth, give you a crystal clear image, and be bulletproof, that Helix is awesome. For me, a little bit more on the tech nerd side, I like having a lot of options. I like really getting into it, and I change a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, the background image on here, probably can change it, and I probably will, just for the heck of it. That's how I roll. I just little bit geeky, nerdy when it comes to stuff like that. But initial look at it, you have all these options on here, and just real quick, you can go into views, and it'll give you all of your views that you can choose from. You can add more. It's pretty awesome. The clarity on this, just to give y'all a little hint, I'll try to go in here and do a little bit of see if I can pull up the simulator on this just so you could see it. Here we go. We're starting up. You got your normal 2D on here. iPilot option where you can drive the boat using the remote. You might have seen the commercials on that. Pretty awesome. So for all you super rooks out there, this is what I'm looking at. A return. You know, I don't know if I'm in freshwater or saltwater. I'm going to guess fresh because of the depth. And it's switching screens on me. Yeah, we are in freshwater because simulation mode, this is actually Gunnersville on right there. So if I go here, you see that's the 431 bridge in Gunnersville. So we're out here in the channel. And let's go to a different mode so you can actually see. But let's just stop here for a sec and look at the detail on this dude. Okay, it's unbelievable. I mean, second to none. You look at a little nub point or something like this, and you want to compare it to other stuff out there. I mean, just the detail. You know, one thing I can tell is lakes weren't made to have smooth contour lines. When you have smooth contour lines, like out here, when you get out here in the abyss, you can see how it was harder for them to pick up the bottom, which it probably is, silted in and just flat as all get out. But if you see a lake that looks like that with smooth lines, you know it's not legitimate. When I see these abrupt changes and how awkward these lines are and just crooked, that is legit. Look at little stuff like right here, how you have a little high spot. It might not seem like much, but when you get out to fishing, when you're looking for something different, a place like that, or, you know, just how you can tell exactly where that point comes up, that is so legit. It's not even funny. And just look at I think he's out in the channel still. But here you have the down scan on there. And so what I'm looking at is, I don't know, here, the water's 73. So a lot of times you talk about thermocline, shad, where are they going to be at? You see those balls of shad, ball of shad, ball of shad, ball of shad. They're right there hovering around that 15-foot range. You don't see a lot up higher in the water column. We don't know what the water conditions are or anything, but here we have a old roadbed bridge that goes across, and you can tell that there's a lot of fish, probably a lot of white bass, trash fish right there. A lot larger returns coming over that rocky spot right here. We're coming up shallower again. So just giving you a rundown. I'm looking, everybody asks, is that bass do I need to throw? We're getting too much into detail, but the way I look at it is, look, you got 45 feet of water right here. A large bass is how tall is that fish? So you're not going to have a giant return on there in 45 feet of water if it's a bass. Shad are going to be super small, tiny, and they're going to be bunched up a lot of times like that. The detail is what I wanted to focus on right here. It's just phenomenal. So you see, that's what that same shad return looks like on 2D. you'll see that ball where you can't see the individual dots. As you get into these larger returns, single returns, you're looking more like a drum, a catfish, a really large fish. Asian carp, if you must. But go on the back side of this high hump, you see there's shad, maybe something chasing the shad, and then you see other returns. I know being on Tennessee River, there's a lot of gar, so you'll see a long flat return, and we'll go on a side scan real quick. But just my initial thoughts on this is detail. The mega imaging is second to none. These boulders out here, we're shooting 100 feet out, we're in 30 feet of water, and look at these rocks and the shadows that they're casting, just the clarity. You want to talk about 4K on a TV, this is 4K on your bass boat. It is unbelievable. Large school of probably trash fish of some kind. They're not gar, maybe, they're awfully fat to be gar. See the bridge coming up here on the right, old railroad or maybe a bridge, iron steel. So legit. It's awesome.